Well, Starfield is here for early access, and I'm telling you what, I am enjoying the heck out of this game. It is absolutely incredible. It's everything we thought it would be, and then some. Now, there's some interesting things going on. Clearly, I'm an Xbox fan, and clearly, this is a game that really puts Xbox, I think, back on the map. This is probably the first time that Xbox has really been on the map since, let's say, the Xbox 360 era. I mean, there's little in-betweens there, and I think, you know, the Series X is great, and I thought the Xbox One, and in particular the Xbox One X, was fantastic. But what I'm talking about right now is the thing that matters most to console owners, and that's having great games. Now, for me personally, it's been a long time in coming. I've been very much kind of shaping what I've been saying about the video games for a long time, and you know, I held Microsoft accountable. They realistically let a lot of people down for many years with the Xbox platform not delivering games. That started to change. I didn't really buy into it at first. I think the first real indication where I started to buy into what they were doing was when I saw them pick up ZeniMax, right? And then, okay, stuff like this. Starfield, we knew was going to be huge. And, you know, obviously the Activision thing, that's about to go through. So, obviously, they are very much in the game to kind of play the game, so to speak. And that is going to be crazy for, I think, everybody to see. Now, when it comes to Starfield, I have hours into it. I spent over an hour on the creation of my character alone. So, when you say that this game is huge and that there's a large amount of things going on with it is an understatement. I hope to do a full review on it soon, but it seems like it's just such a vast game that you never, I think, are ever going to feel done with it. Like when they say this game is going to have content that lasts you years and years, I actually believe it. It's probably one of the first times that I've seen that. More immersive than Skyrim, and Skyrim was that game for me that I thought about while I was at work. I took off work today to play this game. Obviously, a long weekend ahead, but you know, they've done such a really good job with it, and all the reviews are overwhelmingly positive. I know some people were trying to point out a couple of the outliers, like the couple of 7s or whatever, but for me, people wanted me to speak up on it. This is my thing to you. If you're an Xbox fan, if you're a Starfield fan, absolutely do not, or at least to the best of your knowledge, really focus on the negative ones, right? I saw so many people posting that IGN negative review, and listen, I think that guy's full of it too, right? IGN was very quick to post their Forza Horizon 5 won Game of the Year like 2 years ago tweet, and you know, they're trying to say, hey, look at us, we don't hate Xbox, but it's pretty clear they also felt like they had to defend themselves with the Twitter spaces that they did as well. You know, saying, hey, you know, listen, we this is why we felt this way, etc. The guy that did the actual review, you can look into it. He said some very discouraging, damning things about Microsoft. He's not a big Microsoft fan. There's a picture of him dressed up like Kratos. You know, he was against the purchase of Bethesda ZeniMax to begin with. He's against the purchase of Activision. You know, he gave Duke Nukem Forever an 8 out of 10, but he gave Starfield a 7 out of 10. So that pretty much tells you all you need to know. That's the only one that I really took issue with. Like, if you have a legitimate thing and you go, okay, well, but if you got some kind of ultimatum or ulterior motive that Xbox is trying to consolidate the industry or something along those lines, I think that's nonsense, and I think people should definitely probably think better of it than to kind of go with that. But overall, when you look at it, 88, 87 Metacritic score, I think that is huge. I think we're seeing, you know, Microsoft kind of flex their full power on everything right now, and that is something that I think can't be understated, because this is exactly what they needed. If you look at this, they have a really good chance to put a run of really well-received games, and that's coming from a line of really well-received games. I mean, look, Forza Motorsport's going to knock them dead. You look into early next year, it looks like Hellblade 2, Avowed, Flight Simulator. These are the games that are launching next up in line, and those all look like very, very quality games. And that's coming from a point where they've already released very, very quality games. Listen, we could sit there and talk about Redfall all day, and people really did try to say that because Redfall wasn't a good game, that Starfield wouldn't be a good game, which was absolutely ludicrous, by the way. And there are people that will try to say that 88, 87 isn't a good score for a game, but those same people are playing and propping up games that scored that or lower, and they're saying that those games are just like these ultimate amazing things. So for me personally, I think that this is incredible to see that they've kind of come back. Starfield is that game for me anyway, with what we're seeing. It's exactly what I was hoping to see from Bethesda and from Xbox at this particular point. And, you know, I accidentally did, you know, I see so many people trying to get into this, but I just want to be honest. Like, if you are a fan or have the ability to get this game early, you know, I know there's still some early access time left, get it. You know, if you were sleeping on getting it or debating getting it, and you're a huge fan and you like Skyrim or whatever, like a lot of people are trying to say it's like Fallout or whatever. I don't like Fallout games, and at least, and I'll go over this once again, people go, well, why don't you like Fallout games? Well, I thought even Outer Worlds would be like Fallout in space, and people said that this is Fallout in space. From what I played, and to be honest with you, I played Fallout 3 for a little bit. At the time, I had a lot of friends and things that were huge Fallout fans, and they tried to get me to play this game, and so I'm playing this game, and you know, it's just one of those things where I wasn't having a good time with it. You scrounge for ammo, and I was scrounging for ammo, and to be quite honest about it, you find like 3 bullets and there's like 10 enemies, 10 mutants that come out at you at one time. So yeah, I was having a kind of a tough time in that sort of way or whatever. But overall, I think that, you know, I can understand the appeal of the game because I felt like it is a, you know, fun game, like an atmosphere and setting and things like that. But outside of that, I wasn't a big fan. So when I saw Outer Worlds, I was like, oh, it looks like Fallout in space. I don't want to play it. Then I heard a lot of people say, no, it's nothing like Fallout, blah, blah, blah. And I loved Outer Worlds. I played it. I beat it recently. It was in Game Pass. I was like, hey, why not? I want to play a kind of a space RPG to get me amped up for this game, right? Starfield. And so that was the one that I played. And it was, you know, a fantastic game. Now, when it comes to other people's opinions, I don't know. I can't make that kind of choice for you. You guys are going to have to do that yourselves. But for me, this game was absolutely incredible so far. I can't wait to jump back in it. I just thought that I would do a quick video and say, you know, Xbox is back. A lot of people doubted Xbox, but here we are. And it looks like they're doing some pretty incredible things. For me personally, like I said, it is that game that I was looking for. Do any of you out there have this game already? Are you already playing it? What are your thoughts? Obviously, I think there's already hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people playing it on Steam, probably Xbox. I saw a lot of people playing it on Xbox as well. You know, it's worth it for the early access, especially if you're a fan of Bethesda games or RPGs, because you get that first expansion that would cost $30 anyway. So, you know, it makes sense to do it. So let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.